pan. The fire to learn the paribami every day by Mrs. Lungu, she's in court. Can't she do something panga? Let's talk about this abuse of Mrs. Lungu. She required sedition or hate speech. I'm quite Zambia, we are a democracy. To fire to alande for today fire. Ero mure kena mweba landati, oh, you are an alarmist, shan yuko. Imwe, mure ikara fie. Wa UPND, you were in opposition for 20 years. Ero mwale landa. By UPND, you were in opposition for over 20 years. Ero mwale landa. Nomba ifenga to alanda kofi at you are an alarmist. Abantu nabaleka nokulanda pama social media pa mulandu aba UPND ukulakaka abantu hate speech na sedition. You won't manage Mwandini. But ili ashiri onjishire pano yashiri aba we need to tag these women's rights organizations and all the prominent women, like honestly, by Mrs. Lungu Bachula Panchpat Tarara. Okay, no one wants to speak for Mrs. Lungu or speak about what's going on to Mrs. Lungu. Me, I'll speak about it. I never praise singer. I am not never PF. I am not a PF. Ndela party by Mrs. Lungu as a woman. I'm talking about the plight of Mrs. Lungu as a woman. And the plight of Mrs. Lungu as a human rights advocate. You all know me as that I'm a human rights advocate, and then I'm a politician, and I'm a woman and a mother. I'm a wife. I'm also a wife. Quite by Mrs. Lungu Fidiabadi na ineni neighbor wife. But by Mrs. Lungu Bachula. Okay, let's just be honest. Tulande fie chinko kwa bulogu fi. Politics aside, everything aside, by Mrs. Lungu Bachula. Elota kwaba, first lady waba abused or violated kwa Mrs. Lungu. Urefa ya tarike ni hapa. Kutu tuwaende chalo from Cape to Cairo, from Tokyo to Alaska. Tamwaka sangepo first lady waba abused kwa Mrs. Lungu. Waka yele. Yes, quite my first ladies bambibadi bakaka no kubakaka because they were criminals, their hands were dirty. Some first ladies have been jailed. Number 4 years you are dragging Mrs. Lungu to court for 4 years. Honestly, isn't that torture? Isn't that torture of a woman? Banamayo na mwikala muzambiomo. Watching Mrs. Lungu being tortured day in, day out, year in, year out. Muleshita torture by Mrs. Lungu simply because she was isambi fiero bapanga ba Esther. Kupwa kuri ba Lungu. Esambi bapangire ba Esther. Because ingani ba criminal ba na Lungu ngabali bakaka kare. Takwa bomulandu upwa 4 years. Opo baishida ba UPND mu government inchito kula donsa nyabana Lungu ku court. Mairo bafikirefe, she just arrived yesterday. The poor woman, we saw her at the airport yesterday arriving in the country, and today she's in court. Honestly, mufoko ipa ba Esther bali kosa no kukosa mwanzi. Truth be told, bali kosa bana Esther, bana Lungu, bali kosa. Truth be told, she's a very strong woman. We can't sit here and watch these people abusing Mrs. Lungu. Let them sentence her. Because umuntu kulamta drag in and out of court is a torture. If you have something hanging on your head, can you sleep? So my longa bwacha bakaiba nikukoti. Buliabushiku nikukoti. Imina ndusha mutata kuya mwe bantu bakwalesa. Tulebiromba, me, I'm on my knees. the one who is prosecuting Mrs. Lungu, can we put a clause? Can we fast track court ileo alumbula ba HH? Ilech tenshi. What is the fast track court doing? Well, it's too much. Fast track HH at fast track. Kulapingula abantu wangu ilikuisa ba Mrs. Lungu bachura punch patarara inerero njishire pakulanda padi yaba Esther Lungu. That's why I'm here, because the woman has suffered at the hands of UPND. Bachula bana Lungu ngakwali ba first lady wachula po mchalo uli innocent balana nokulanda bana Lungu atine those gifts were gifted by my husband, but you are still pursuing her. Why can't you wash out Casey? Irekeleni kofie. Irekeleni kofie. Takwabo umuntu ya kukot 4 years tamupingula. Takwabo mlandu 4 years elo na mayo walife first lady. Nakasando yo baipeke kete ulia kasando baikete na magod pa airport. Umulandu wako bali upingula. Umulandu wako akasanda waishire nishimilandu shaba Esther shari ambakade. Ero umulandu wako akasanda waishire the god whatever scandal. But the case yaba Esther Lungu is perpetual. Ni everlasting. You are torturing the poor woman. Mweba prosecutor. Mweba ita prosecute by Esther Lungu. You are torturing mukepa yaba Esther Lungu. Munefa mkabepa na BP. It's too much. Valekeleni koba Esther Lungu, sentence her, you have to sentence her, or moshte now prosecute, muvalekeleko. If you're ningalomba ine kudi never prosecutor, like, let this it's a very shameful one as a country. It is shameful. It is shame on the judiciary system, really, to be dragging a former first lady. They umakomo wayambira wapira to ayamba 2025 again mwayamba 2025 inoni March na mwamba kade dragging Esther Lungu into court. Ina yoni kesi ingata babalekere ko bana Lungu ke yafika kuma UN. Yala afika kuma UN because mwabachita abuse sana bana Lungu kati ntulande po bana mayo tieni tuime nangu bamutinta ichirema kutibalandako bamutinta ichirema imwe abalume benunga bafuma mu power how chikabashani kuli bamutinta ichirema chikabashani kuli bamu ite sedition te hate speech nde ipshafi because bamutinta ichirema chimona ba Esther Lungu bapusani na pesa. Tulelanda if she's a criminal, sentence her. Ba iwe Peterson iwe. Na tulanda inendelanda pano. If ba Esther Lungu is a criminal, sentence her. Takwa ba 4 years no. Mopo ba ishira mu power. Every day nga twaisura newspaper, Mrs. Lungu in court. That is tantamount to torture. Ngabari no mulandu. What kind of court do we have to be dragging a case for 4 years? They can't conclude on that case for 4 years? What is this? The effort to let Kanokwat need torture. Get it over with. Effort to lay landa. Let them jail her. Not if you're Pantu jail, she'll be at peace. She'll be serving her time. Baka keni kenga kuba kaka, not every day dragging her to court. It's not funny. And it is torture. Takwa bomula ndopo mwayambira. 4 years umuntu every day kuya ku court. Mufo kwipa ba Esther Lungu baka fwe kuli BP na stress. Elo badi myebe ifipeti yabo. Oko bafifunya. You have seized the property. Why don't you let her go? Why do you keep dragging this case of, we are not here to discuss a matter which is already in court, but we are just saying that this case has taken far much longer than it should. Tefintu mwandini tefyo bekala irenga neo ba mutinta, you know ba mutinta oko bali. This is not sedition, mwinje bano okunje bati sedition or hate speech tulelanda fyoko bati ababa ba Madam Esther Lungu bachula. She is being tortured, dragging someone to court every day for 4 years. Twaingira mu 4th year nomba nga wayapa newspaper niba Esther Lungu mukoti. Mwe bantu bakwalesa, mwe bantu bakwalesa tien tulande pweliashiria ba Esther Lungu ine mwandini. I was happy to see her yesterday. Ero baishire mailo kudia ku airport. She was even looking bright. Look at her pictures. When she landed at the airport, Madam Esther Lungu was looking bright. But lelo kuba mwana ma pictures yabo walking out of court, never change chinso. It's like a different person. Ulio muntu na mwene kwa airport yesterday wale mweneka bright and happy. To see ba Esther lelo, she's a different person. But in a stress, pamen, so you can see the stress on her face. Honestly, yabena zamde tule kwata kwa mitima. Ba judiciary mwe bantu ba prosecutor mwalaipa ya ba Madam Esther Lungu. Elonga ba Esther Lungu bafwa because of imwena na prolonged court case. Mukachimona, because her family will come after you. Because what you are doing to her is torture. It's torturing someone who could dragged to court for 4 years. Eh? What do you need? She was sick, but I'm just laughing at some of the comments. This is a serious case. In a serious case, ba Edgar Lungu chawa mama joina abakashi benu every day nga twaisula newspaper bali mu court for 4 years. Ine nimfurwa echo mfulirwererwe echo ndishire mukulanda nokulomba ndipama kufiba prosecutor ku case yaba Edgar Lungu yaba Mrs. Edgar Lungu. Please balekereniko. Hello, good afternoon, Modishani. We ine shiri bwinorero mwandini because my Ronali Monaba Esther Lungu was happy ku airport kuria when she landed. Nate monatiba Esther kale naba mwenepo. Erorero, I woke up today to see ba Esther Lungu walking out of court. And the department, so she's looking very stressed. Not so abantu barefire. What is the problem? Why can't they conclude the case?
You know how it is, Mama. This is the reason why it took the big man 2 years for him to think about it, maybe to analyze and plan before he came into active politics. Because he knew to say, with him coming back into active politics, it will create a lot of fear to the current regime. So what happens? They have tried all the best. At first, they, tried to interfere na PF. They gave it to Mousampa, gave it to Javenga. For which these people, they only remain with a share of the PF. The real PF is still with Edgar Lungu. What next? They took the eligibility case to court. Of which, the court wrote in their...
What do? They have not any other plan because he went in Uka. They managed, to dismantle Uka. They have, he has gone to Tons, of which they have failed now to break Tons. So what do? Now they have started, intimidating his families because every man's weakness in the family. So their hope is that, let's try to deal with the family so that out of that, frustration, out of that depression, he can say, okay, let me be out of active politics and leave my family alone. This is what they are wishing for. You see, they can't leave her alone. Trust me, they can't leave Esther alone where they are right now. They can't leave Dariso alone where they are right now. They can't leave, his family. Because they know to say, no, once we leave his family, this person is going stronger. So let's try to touch his family. So that, when his family is complaining, when the family is depressed, stressed, they'll complain to the big man. And maybe that will make it the big man, to stay away from active politics. Once he stays away from active politics, then we can now, leave them alone. But unfortunately, these are the things that he expected. When, way before he even, defined himself to come back into active politics. And, they can do whatever they want. If they want, let them send them to jail. It's only a few months remaining to the post. So, all these things that are happening, Esther tomorrow, to me, it's not even a surprise. To me, it's not even something that I can even, be shocked about or maybe to be surprised about. It's something that we even expected. Because they know to say he's the biggest threat currently. You see, he's the biggest threat. They have tried everything possible to ban him. But the more they ban him, the more they are selling him out. The more they are banning him, the more they are advertising him. The more they are banning him, the more he's growing stronger. You see? So they can touch his family, they can take the court. More, even when did they start taking her to court? Why is she not being sentenced? Because these cases are not even making sense before the courts. You see? Why are they not prosecuting her if he's guilty? You see, because really, if there was a case, imagine with the hatred that they have towards Edgar Lungu, if there was a case to answer, 2 days charged in court, why are they taking so long? Why are they Jana? Why? It's because there is no case to answer. These are just politics. You see, it's just prosecutions, but there are no cases to answer. So to me, it's not even a surprise, Mama. Freedom will come. Don't worry. It's just a few months, to next year.
Anyway, so earlier, we are here to talk about this abuse and torture of Madam Esther Lungu. We know Madam Honorable Tarsila Lungu, she just came in and straight away she was detained. I don't know how long they detained her, but we can't continue like this, is all I can say. Me, I'm just here to plead with the prosecutors of Madam Esther Lungu to conclude this case. Let them conclude this case, because yesterday we saw how Madam Esther Piri was looking at the airport, very happy, jovial, but in Gamamona pictures yalelo, she is like, she looks 20 years older than how she looked yesterday. That is stress. In the lomba fe okwebati vapinguleni va Esther Lungu nga vari kwatemira ngundu nga mwadishisanga. Please wind this case down and let her go. You cannot be dragging a poor woman every day into court. Mukabepa yana BP bali kosa no kukosa. Bali kosa no kukosa. Ngani wambinga tunomba na ma health issues ingayali isa BP and whatever. But she's a very strong woman. And we should all continue to be praying for Madam Esther Lungu for strength, and all the members of the Lungu family, including Lungu himself. Because how do you think Lungu feels watching his wife being dragged into court every day? Wonfashani Lungu. It's taking a toll on him too, a toll on the entire family. You know? So we are here to say, for me, I'm just condemning this. It's a tantamount to torture, really. You know, takwa mulandu wa 4 years, uyafye chitachi, mulandu uyafye. The case goes on and on. No judgments. Eh? Pariba Esther Lungu, no judgment. Mulandu uyafye. For 4 years, honestly, are we being fair? It's too much. Tulekwata kwa emitima bena Zambia, tukwate kwa emitima ba judiciary uko. Mwe bantu ma politics here. But this, you are creating a very bad precedent for Ningalanda. Tapariana na hate speech hapa. Tulenda fiati isi deo mre piara ni si divi. You know? But HH has a power to this. But HH can end this abuse and torture of Esther Lungu. He can just tell these Barilanda, HH Barilanda, fast track court to process people quickly. Pamela and Dunomba, why is this not happening? Kuliba Madam Esther Lungu. Why is Madam Esther Lungu being dragged year in, year out? So mission yaba HH kuchusha na mayo, a poor wife, a poor mother, a poor grandmother. Is it their mission to torture Madam Esther Lungu?
My phone is even low because I haven't had Zesco for some days.
Imagine.
Now. So
Kuriyama problem, Kuriyama floods you, Koguri poison, Mukafiwe river, Tatulelanda, you know. We have bigger problems. We have very big problems as a country right now.
When the Egypt are busy at worrying about you and look for that man, fish. And you know, whatever is happening to Mama Esther, you know, I really hope, you know, because he's digging his foundation. So he shouldn't condemn this if you know the next regime prosecutes, you know, Vamtinta come next year in this way, because even these people, this organization of human rights, this I think is a woman association of the China, they're not talking, they're not saying anything. I really hope, you know, they'll be this quiet come next year. I really hope they'll be this quiet, because if you know, if it is wrong, you know, if it is right prosecuting Mama Esther in this way, let it be right the day that they'll be out of power. The day that they'll be prosecuting Wamtinta, I hope it will be this right. The same way it is right, prosecuting her in this way. I hope it will be right when that time comes. And no one will sympathize with her. No one will sympathize with them.
But because we don't want that. Like, you know, let me just comment on that. Me, I don't want, this is why I'm talking. Personally, I don't want anyone to go through whatever Esther is going through. You know?
No, but this is the foundation, because if you see everything that they condemned, you know,
no, but for me, all I can say is we shall go after the people, not the wives. This going after the wives or the children, that is not politics. Let us be man enough and face each other. Let the men face each other vis-a-vis, man to man. Eh? The men should not start attacking people's wives and the families. No. going after mukashi wa munobe n'abaana ba munobe nibukuwe. Go after your fellow man. These are the
because that woman has made it clear to say, the person that built these flats or houses for me, he's not dead.
Yes.
He's not that of the grave. He's.
So we have to call them out. If you are konko mukashi wa munobe n'abaana ba munobe nibukuwe. Ingori mwaume, go after that man, a fellow man, man to man, one on one. That's what they should be doing. This is unacceptable. Where umuntu, we are seeing a country where people, to get to someone, baletina kukonka. If you ever sungu balanda, pick on your own size and type.
Mama, my phone is even going off.
Okay, no problem. I'll be here.
I'll join. I hope you'll be live anytime soon.
I'll be here. I'll be here for the next 2 hours.
Okay, let me just get home and
yes, I'll be here. I say that I'm a team yambo kujoin up. Papa praise mulishani ba not snimi mona. He said in mwe tulande padiashit. Because umwa ume kukonko mwa ume munankwe. Tetwa yabala muno rubuli no mwa ume munobe. From there wambo kula chita attack you mukashi wako na family yako ni bukuwe. Attack your fellow man. Man to man. These are the bakuman. Let them meet. Edgar and the HH should meet in the ring. If you kula konka ba Esther Lungu na family yabo nibukuwe konkeni bangani ba Lungu bo murefu ya konkeni ba Lungu. Why mure konko is like inena na laka no muntu instead ya kulwa na ulio ndakile na nkona yamkula umabana bako. Is that fair? It's not. It is not fair. Nga waimi olubuli lupuisha na uliaru na uyowini o mulete o mutendekane nankwe. It is not fair waimi olubuli. Elo nomba uleti na ulio waimi nankwe olubuli. Waya kumukashi wakwe. Because we women, we are weaker. The wife and children, they are all under the husbands. The wife is the head of a family, and the man should protect the family. Haiba praise. Number mwaimi olubuli from there olubuli. He said muruwe no mwame munenu mwambo kulalwa no mukashi wakwe. Nimukuwe bamusango shanero mwebena Zambia bose na mwikala. Ulubuli ulufiro kuba between bababene ama politicians naba umeba nabo. This fight elected drag by Esther Lungu should be between these UPND politicians and the men in PF, not between a poor woman, a poor wife and her children to pay the price of a fight she doesn't even know. It is a shame. Hi, Mama Knots.
Hi, Wilpumi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you? Yeah.
Yes, and it is all a strategy just to weaken the sixth Republican president. They just want to use all their loopholes so that they can try and weaken him in the hope of getting him to stand out of the race, because that's their fear. So they are using his children as a front. That is what they're doing. They're trying to use them so that they can try and demoralize him, and as they want that he should be a statesman and all that nonsense. But that's not the essence, because at the end of the day, the truth must be told. Why are they using deception to harass an innocent woman? And then, sadly, I don't know if Tinta also has a word, but if she has, then we thank her. But if she doesn't, then I think she needs to also say something as the First Lady, because you do never know what is around the corner for her, So if I were her, maybe I'd give it a stronger voice. If she does in private, well, let her continue. But if she doesn't, I think she should give it a stronger voice so that at least the party can see that the direction they are going is wrong, you know. And we as the people, we're not happy. The woman has already clearly given them all their stories. She's told them who the source of the money and everything. So why are you not confronting? The person is not even in China, is right here. So where is the problem?
This is why
So
now it's a criminal case, no before alleged.
You know? So, and I mean, it has to come to an end. As for these organizations, personally, I've got no regards for any of them. I think they all need to be dismantled come next year. We've had enough because they don't advocate for anybody. So what are they getting paid for? To just sit in the background and shout. At least I hear. I do hear about Laura Mitty once in a while, but she's more of a cadre than anything else. But at the end of the day, that's not the activism we're looking for.
I know she's not consistent. Laura Mitty is not consistent, you know?
Yeah, and she's biased in her judgment. So yeah. So the only solution would be they just take all those organizations out because they've outlived their usefulness.
Well, for them, free. They are getting free money. They are getting. Exactly. Let's just say it as it is. These women in Zambia, they are the most dormant women politicians. I'm not insulting anyone. I'm just calling it out as it is. These politicians right now who are in the realms of power, they are the most dormant and useless. It's my opinion, I can say it. Shitukeni omuntu nganalanda ti useless terusere. I'm just describing ukwebati tapali chove tapale chore chitamu. You have been given powerful positions. But what are you doing with those positions? Even simple things where like Banarumango, the whole country now is in Naima, imito ufori.
Imagine.
And we have no comment from any of these women's organizations in Zambia.
They are silent. Imagine, they are silent.
These organizations, they are funded to protect girls' rights. And the vice president is saying, imito ufori. Aba ume, I saw that mulumendo ya Chabota. Chabota, there is a clip on YouTube from Chabota. I even had goosebumps. Yes.
The women are silent.
Yes.
Zambian women, what a disgrace. The women are silent. Somebody is sending your children to go and get HIV and they're on a silver platter and you are silent. Huh? We can't allow that. It's okay. She in her capacity as the vice president, she can send her children abroad maybe for ARVs. But what about the poor innocent?
You know, what I can say now here is, let me just comment on this HIV thing. So now Mwishiba, HIV number is no longer a threat. HIV is a manageable disease. Mama. But then you just have to get HIV not in a way where you go looking for it. But what we are condemning this whole thing of Nalumango is like, this is demeaning us, reducing women to nothing, but reducing women to a baby making machine. Mwamona. She didn't say anything about Kabieni Mupwe, Eronga Mwaupwa, Erotukara Mipera. So umukashana nga umfa message ya bakalala chibuchira lerali. Because right now, like in Erona Yumwaiche, welcome by praise. But at a balenje watinga wa imita fi efumunga kutanka pano panganda. So na letina. Like my dad started telling me when I was 5 years, bamwana fi otuma bere tuwa basopa papa chifua. But at a balenje ba. ebete kwesho kwangala n'abalumendo abanga wapule efumo ine pano panganda nkakutam chakatushoko okaya. That was my father's message. So even nishina menstruation nishirayamba, you know. My dad was preaching that to me before I even started menstruation. I didn't even know what it was to get pregnant, but he was just telling me, "Utse na umona maberi ayo nga waimite efumo pano panganda nkakutamti." So na late na bakantamti bantata no banka ya kuisa mwamona. And then you have a vice president saying, imita ufore. And if you look at already, we have our culture. May God rest her soul. That Dora Mono Wafwide, she died rescuing girls from early marriages and created a shelter. Mwamona. Dora Mono created a shelter to rescue young girls who wanted to go to school and pursue their education. And then we have a vice president who's telling imito fori. We have a culture where in school in the 80s, abakashana baleluba mu class. I went to a day school. Mwamona fi omuntu naluba mu class atawe bali mufya. A lot of girls dropped out of school because abafyashi bale bafunya mu ma class ati ndefo okulira popo nshirafwa. Mwamona. So that's why chilen kalipaine. Ukumpa ba VP kumufyaji ya mashui. Because a lot of young girls' lives were ruined because of these early marriages thing, which the whole world is advocating for protecting the girl child and making sure they go to school, making sure they are financially independent before they can even get married, and making sure that their bodies are fully matured to get pregnant with their adults. Not umwana munankwe afyali umwana munankwe. Already in Zambia we have a high rate of maternity mortality. As long you don't know the statistics of how many women die during labor. It's frightening.
Yeah, and then the other thing also is that, you know, with the infection rate, when Trump is saying they won't be giving us ARVs and all that, that is a setback, you know. So for the innocent people who catch the infection are unable to get the treatment, it will complicate. So, you know, it's those factors that you also have to put into consideration. It's not just to release careless statements like that without looking at the nitty-gritty. It's wrong.
But Praise, you can go ahead. Welcome.
You know what? Not even. Yes. Thank you so much, Mom. Thank you. You know, me, I'm very disappointed in it with which my problems. Women starting to Kwanisha. We saw the telephone. For how long are you going to get paid? And how much is it? If I'm not mistaken, I feel like it's 800 kwacha. What is 800 kwacha?
Per 2 months, so it's 400.
Me what 400 kwacha.
400 per month.
Per 2 months.
Yes, whatever for the per 2 months.
And then what are you trying? What are you trying to? What is the VIP trying to promote? Ubuchushi more already. Zambia is the 65th country, the most poorest. Mamoni, ero buse mubikepo.
Will I put like a signal of praise?
Initially, what the ifumo, very inflation, you're in 400 a month. What are they? What? Government for conquest China. China's good money, has well developed. Zambia, it's poor. To a different no be data for more. We no fear. I didn't it for it. No, they didn't want to pay for Zambia. mwala papa. 1 amalwere. 2 takudi unit. 3 amafumo. 4 ivindula fidura. 5 mwise mubike pona that hey God should think this is not unexpected, you know. Tama benchito mimi moja mzambe katishinda ni 1 pin 900 800 mwala kwa nishashani
Imagine.
and you know what's going to happen. Aba sisi ba muno information bakulanda ati vice president nabalanda ati ngawa kwa efumu wakulafu not knowing what is coming your way. Mamona, and to make the matters worse, they are bringing in the actual sense, they are bringing problems on their own, on themselves. Mamona, when our vice president, she's okay. She's very much okay, and she can manage. She can manage. Now why in our schools they can manage? Quite free education, yes. There's free. Those are human beings, don't you think that's punishment enough? Musa kubiki depo na mlongo wako wa kafyali football team win. Is it fair?
The same hospitals are in a deplorable state. And that Kafiala, and you are failing to improve the conditions in my hospitals. My mattress, 1902, you are still using them. So what are they talking about? First, they should improve medical services before you even start thinking of Kafiala Neni. You know? The medical services we have are pathetic. Tekale ayama oxygen ingabashimya yose bafita abantu kula afwashi. Now if you are in labor, you have someone a problem. You need oxygen. The oxygen normalite yaya wafuila mo. So what are they talking about? Oh, let's be serious. We don't send abantu kwatika, which is wrong. The country is already poor. We have problems. More socio-economic factors that we cannot even control for even. And you brought poverty. Your error is getting worse instead of getting better. On top of a problem, you want to add another problem. I mean, what kind of thinking is that?
She's also going against our culture, because culture is ine mwebena Zambia intambi shesu shiranda shani fwe bale kula kalenga wapula fyefumo loiro nshita ifi chitika pa mayando mwana nga apula efumo nangu fyo omuntu alisambiri ala bomba apula efumo mwamona. That is you are bringing umwana into an unstable environment mwamona. So, and these people, they have not even addressed the problem of street kids. Muzambe, we have a huge problem of street kids. So instead of 800 area, babike na ngubambia ma shelter for the street kids around these urban areas, Lusaka, Kitwe. We need them to tackle this street kids problem. So before Tabala Yambo could tackle the street kid problem, Nabam street kids were fired weapon. Because this payment, if correct me if I'm wrong, but this payment is they're only going to pay it for during the pregnancy.
Oh, is it during the pregnancy?
Yes, Bakula for the shafe during the pregnancy. Hello, Muntunga Papa Nishapwa. It's not a sukabili. So it's just a temporary thing for 9 months. They'll get 4 payments of 800 because it's every 2 months. So they have not addressed the problem of street kids, and then now this reckless statement. When we have a population that is already living on less than, I think people are living on less than $1 a day. In our villages, we have a problem of early marriages. So now abantu bakaleupwa n'okuupa mu villages bakalayafa timitafe nanguta bakuupire kabiri uteeko bwa ukalafula etu ukafulako omwana ng'afyalwa tukamukusha. So where are those children going to go out of this Nalumango project? Aba baana bakafyalwa kuli Nalumango project. Who is going to take care of them? Because we already have a street kid crisis in Zambia. Twalikwata kale.
A serious one, which they failed to address.
Yes. So instead, wabule aliyama 800 wapangia mashelter and clean up the streets of Lusaka. Let them address this street kid problem. They want more street kids. So, but therefore, a chalo chama danda heads. They want a country where people are uneducated and they can't challenge them. Is this what they want?
And I think the other problem is that sometimes they forget to kwebati. You know, when you are in these positions, you have to start looking at problems from from the source, not just because you've got a little bit of money. No, Impia will be paying them. That money can work. You know, they've got a lot of pending issues. They've got the cholera crisis that is looming. They've got the poisoning copper belt to go, the water crisis. So they can channel that money to these urgent things. Never, not to imito for it. That's not urgent.
To end this topic here, for the Mwandini, let her apologize. Awa na Rumango yumuriro bemishe, but if you apologize, because when she apologizes, we are going to move on and talk about other things.
I don't think they'll do that because they'll think they are decampaigning themselves. You see? Because they are hell bent on getting a second term. They won't do that.
Okay.
They won't do that because they'll think, okay, if we say sorry, they'll use this as a weapon when it comes to campaign. So they won't do that.
You know, I think, this UPND Tawaishi Wokwebati apologizing, they are quite magic words, Muchalo. Like, I am sorry is one of those words that are a magic word. Nanguinga rufia yashani ngawaevo omuntu atawa munjerere. Ila chitahiu, if everything, it can avoid a lot of situations. Abasungu that pride comes before a fall. So I think Madam Nalumango, you have fallen on this one. And the least you can do if you apologize. Because your statement is clashing with our culture, is clashing with even morality, is clashing for even health, because no health personnel can support that statement because it's very misleading and can be taken in a wrong way.
And then you see the other thing also is that the fact that if you look at the promises they have made, they've never come to the Zambian people and apologize. To say, okay, we said so many things and we've been unable to do 1, 2, 3 because of 1, 2, 3. They've never said that. What do they say instead? That no, everything is okay. You hear Jack Mwempu, no, things are just okay. They are issuing those tele statements, even when they know that deep down their hearts, things are not okay. So I don't think they've got that thing in them to say, if I make a mistake, let me apologize to the country. They don't have that.
But this one is a big one because they should realize that women, we are the majority of the voters, Mucharo. Mozambia, 51% were women. So, you know what? I can just tell them to say, ama women tabate menwe. Abantu baletino kulanda. People are scared to talk. Ni chera tukutona chimona lero. Chera tukuta himself said, let the people talk. Chera tukuta himself, senior cadre. People are scared to talk. People are even scared to write comments on pages such as myself, such as this page or these platforms where we oppose. People are scared even to write a comment. But when Zambia, this is not the time to be scared, because you know what? We are protected by our constitution. Just be politically correct. Mwina tukana masere. Nangubenga kusenda baya kusenda kule bakushita question. They will not find a case against you. Me, I've been on social media now almost 5 years. But you know, you just mind the way you say things politically correct. And you don't accuse people, don't make statements, you know, ask questions. You know?
Yes.
We have to share information. Social media is there. This social media. Social is to socialize. If you can't make a comment, share my life. Because after batulaya chiwunga bukabe 50 kwacha. Uwunga ni 450. Uwalanda kutia chiwunga kumusenda.
Imagine. And then, you know, I think, you know, they've got it all twisted. They think that the Zambian people will be silenced. It is having a negative effect. They should wait for next year. They will see the number of people that will be talking. It will hit them so hard. They won't know what has hit them. Because people have bottled up things for so long, and then at one point it's going to burst open, and they will only have themselves to blame.
Tamwa mwene kumalawi, kwali mama ilo kwali ma protest kumalawi. Ba Malawi yobo twaleseka.
Imagine.
Bama mwewe ngi mulibana. A lot of, you know, we have a lot of young people who don't know the history of Zambia. You know, Zambia yalikwati South Africa kare. Like we were the top. Abantu bonse, they used to admire Zambians. Ba Malawi twale baseka, ba Tanzania twale baseka, ba Congolese twale baseka, you know.
And then the quarter was 1-1 against the
Yes, like we were once it. Fidia tukumbwa banensu na ifo bale tukumbwa. Mwamona. So ba Malawi bakwate pona makaya kuchita protest bene Zambia balindui. Mwaleka no kukomenta fieta pale fo benga michita. It's just intimidation apantule mifunda nomba. You have a right. Know your constitution. When you know your rights, ngana wish ba right yo betapali winga kunyantilira. Yeah. I am even happy about Kawaii the way Kawaii Kalesa. You know, look at why
despite all the persecution, he's still standing firm.
Yes, Kawaii Karawani, and then Nani Katamba the other day, Kari Live. He's a comedian. I was like, oh my God. That is how everyone should be. Yeah.
Even you see, those who were incarcerated like Bamumbipiri, they've never backed down.
Yeah. Charlotte Chen, which by youth number, me, I'm addressing by youth number, by youth. Ndelanda na imwe ifana tukula tuaduishishe tuapokolole chala kuli bakaunda ifwe ine mulembo na pano. We were there, you know. So I'm not here by accident. Mwina mbona fe panat queen pumi. I didn't start yesterday. Barabonsi abena aka inde Jack Mwimbo. Maybe they were not even politically involved in 1991, but I was. In my own small way, in my little town, Kuchifu Kudia.
You know, and you see, the minute that they would realize that the Zambian people haven't got fear, they are ready to challenge whatever situation.
Yes.
Things will change. Because if we secure,
Bana, ababonsema bali mpaba political senior bamulemo nabale ituntumba Vana, in 1991, when we changed from one party state to multi-party, tabariko. Most of these people surrounding barabari kudia kuma community house ya bena Rea Monga, how old is he? Oko ali mu 1991 ali ne miaka inga.
You are very young. He doesn't understand the mechanics of the Zambian.
Yes. Vale bonfefe fya mabuku, fya fine babelenga mu mabuku, how to oppress people. We must do ABCD. We must do ABCD. Okay. Oko twali from 1991. I was there. I was a teacher at Chifugu Secondary. Ero ma teachers, ifo fwe baliko, fwe ma teachers, nipo fwe balea mumishi to educate people.
Ero, you know, they've also dug themselves in a deep hole. They've even ventured with the Catholic Church. I remember how those people were campaigning in those days in the Kaunda era. Even Kaunda didn't know what hit him.
Yeah. Twale muma komboni ba teacher. Kuya mkulondolola. Kabiri we are already teachers. Twale londolola twaingira muri amakomboni Chifubu Kawama North Rise Kansenshi mule balondolola abantu ifire chitika. Before you knew it, where was Kaunda? Takwali na internet.
It was just word of mouth.
Yes.
Communication by word of mouth.
Oh, 1991. Word of mouth. Nabekala mule block abantu ma internet tamwishi batiri ilyashirenda mushi dilende lyashinanga mu block mpama internet apa ilyashirenda ndemyeba
sana
dilenda ndemyeba ba UPND mwebengi mwo bapero tupoto mu UPND muri bana tamwali ko mu 1991. Let me tell you now. Nabengi ba youthi abapala why me mwana ulya tai shive nefe aliko mu 1991. He's even lucky na kwatako na TikTok opale landira. You know. Why me is a baby.
It was just word of mouth.
Yes.
Person to person.
Ero kwali akantu mu 1991. Ibalela ngati Zambezi force. Kwali ba vigilante ifo mu UPND. Munani mu UNP. Sorry. Tumishimikireko.
Then they use cadres who don't even have a strategy.
Yes. I don't wanna, I'm just like, let me educate you about praise singer. If we dealt with vigilantes, what were they doing?
They were so intelligent, not you know,
Bakanda bakwa KK, they were trained in our KGB. Kurasho wa training. Tumiebe maba praising and mumeba lele mbapa. Ba praising and mulele mbefia bupubapa.
He stands in front at all, shan, insulting, and that nonsense. There were people who were there before them who knew what they were doing.
Who were trained in Mufiaro Fiabasungu? Baba trained in KGB, opposition. Year 1991, we quite you could diringa na vigilanti. Abali trained kuma Fiaro Fiabasungu by KGB. Eba yama vigilante. Quite able to send up by air. Not if you mulay about praise. Yes. And the fully funded incognito. Not if you mulay is up a page up a to kanati ninebo nani kane. Ninebo praise singer. Mule to kana papa Facebook. My dear. Muribana. But praise singer Muribana. You have no idea. twalidirinyire n'amavigilante ifwe obo baleetuma mu kuchita train ku fyalo fy'abasungu.
Exactly. So they don't even have a strategy.
Tamani, you know that, and then their strategy is to frustrate PF. But PF is only a fraction of 20 million. Well, no son of a PF. You know?
Exactly.
They are targeting their energy into the wrong thing.
And you know what? They've just, on their own, they've even promoted PF.
Exactly.
They've promoted PF so much that PF is so popular that even now, they don't even know why PF is not sinking. It's because they've given it recognition. If they had ignored PF, there would be nothing of this sort. Gatakuri no Ulanda.
If you never let you show Mrs. Esther Lungu, you know, but I did not in alliance with PF. I'm in alliance with all the opposition. Somebody to let up more.
Exactly. You know? Because they also didn't have a strategy. They thought that, okay, no, if we do this well, they tried to the other reason was just to make sure that financially they're not able to do anything that would frighten them, you know?
Takuli them so finances mu 2021 mu 1990 kwali wafunishe pwempia twalebo fyempia Yesu kwenda.
That's the ideology that that's the ideology they don't understand. That's the ideology that they have. They think that, you see, even though these GBM or these it's all a strategy because they know that GBM has the money and he can use it. So they don't want somebody who's able to use finance and spearhead the agenda that they don't want to, you know. That is the whole thing. They know when Malandi does their bulldozers, they can woo people, they know. So all that was just to get them out of the way so that it gives them easy victory for 2026. That's their strategy. But it's working against them.
Whether they push chef because you know they shouldn't take care of themselves.
Exactly.
No, human beings are survivors. We are survivors. You find a way of surviving.
I had one small boy who was telling the grown-ups, he was speaking in Tonga, the grown-ups were asking him, what happened to your father? And he said, my father was chased by my mother at his of little or no use. That's a small boy talking.
I think Nani Katamba Kaya. Yeah?
It's so funny.
Right, Nani Katamba, confidently. I say, oh, Mari,
and that's a small boy talking.
I know, so I saw another one. I think he was like a teenager, maybe 11, 12, preteen. In Mufurila, and then somebody's like, I want to interview Fidiata, how was your day? Nishimula chitale watao mwandi muzambe today churamone nefo tulitu waya.
That's a small boy.
Umwa chewa 11 years. That today chura muzambia mone ni so apaka twish. You know? So that boy, you can imagine limbeka na banyina bali basingo kufuma fe panganda ya mumusebo, you know.
Yeah, exactly. All of these, maybe the mother used to give them shakushisha.
Yeah.
Nowadays, things are tough, you know. So you can't manage anything. Can't you pull out a
nama gadgets like I went out today. Before in the morning I went Mkwenda. So naisa mona a group, quite a whole classroom. Between 10, maybe between 7 and 12 years. Never said Defiola. But it was a field trip. I'm like Zambia. Can you ever see kids going on a field trip? But I'm good in a train. My teachers, they were like maybe 50 or 60, an entire class, you know. And these are the things that our children are seeing online. They see how their fellow kids are living in other countries, and then they think,
Exactly.
why can't we have this life? Why can't I eat eggs for breakfast? Why can't I eat toast? You know?
Exactly. You know? Simple basics. It's a struggle. But now I'm a floods, no, but in a ways.
I'm a floods at Bakusha capital city, no, but Ikule capital city. I'm wondering that.
Oh, whatever could push her to way.
We need to refer a suggestion kwa kukusha capital city. I am just like, okay, whatever.
But the road infrastructure is so poor. They are thinking of another city.
Imagine they failed to build storm drains. Like a city like Lusaka should have storm drains. It's on a flat land. You know?
Exactly.
A city like Lusaka needs storm drains. No,
even just cleaning up is a problem. They are talking of another city.
Natawe nika business. Barefa baka mwine tenda ya kukula city yoi. At mu 2028.
Okay. But they should improve what they have at, you know.
You are failing to manage what you have, and then you are thinking of building another city. The capital city, they can't build storm drains.
Because how will people be connecting to that other capital city with poor road infrastructure? It won't make sense. They're better off improving the roads.
Okay, bali kana kuya kunkwazi house, bali kana mu community house. So isn't that enough? So waka kuko kuya because bali kana kuisa kunkwazi house.
And then, okay, 2028, she now is thinking of increasing, but I had to laugh, Levati. They've been caught out. The census figures were not adding up, so they've been caught out. So they tried to dispute it at our way. Then figures that were being shown for Southern Province were far more than what the census was saying.
Rigging by putting numbers.
That is where the rigging took place. So people were saying at our country, they just rigged the election based on false figures.
Mwandi ni nomba tubarefu kuleta nani kani. New capital. New capital mulefu rafyo kukula ma storm drains in Lusaka.
New capital ngaya ambia cities the copper belt what they haven't upgraded.
Bakune tiama freeway kuno kufia loko tuwaikara kuba sungu kuno abareta ma cities. They don't abandon their old cities.
And they put pavers as well.
They don't abandon. At the weekend, I went to a castle that was built like Muma 1600. It's still standing a castle. I went to Mukumona. Ama Romans, they were Batulangana, Ama Romans, which the Romans built in 367 after AD. On top of that castle, it is still standing.
Imagine.
And they didn't move, they didn't relocate that castle or that building. They are just improving on what they have. We have to maintain our history. Why do they want to kill our history? Why? Because already in Piabale Chinja, number Chinja capital city. Why can't they just improve our history, fortify our city, build storm drains, you know?
You know, it reminds me of when Sata was he mayor? You know, Sata wanted he categorically said that, you see, we need to move like Baraba, Kanyama, all these compounds with poor housing. We relocate them so that we build decent housing. So that when we have floods, we can manage the situation. I remember that so, and the people protested. But today I was thinking of him. I said, you see, Sata was right. Had we listened then, maybe they would have worked towards it, building decent housing, not because he clearly made it that no baglo kukesa va flood. Muvike mona pit latrine. Nishumo kalasamba fiena mafina mashan, and you'll be walking in the same excreta. Nishu, where would that leave us? He said it.
No, but you know, it's all lack of planning because by UPND, they fired professionals when they came. They fired professionals, and it is quite evident that these people who are in these public offices, Kuma City Council, they don't know what they do.
Yeah.
Because Kulusaka, CDF budget increase. Why haven't they built storm drains? Nali mwana kulia kumbio kubapangile chi storm drain, chi drain na chia na menshi na the rain took away the whatever. Yeah.
Was swept away with
yeah, storm drain. If you don't send that menshi, send a storm drain.
Oh my God. I was up there.
They play too much. You know? Muzambia. Yeah.
The way they just appoint people into these ministries without
nepotism. Without experience. You know? But PF, okay, they knew them. You know, fly over bridge in Gaba, UPND, Gaba, Pangirea, Kulusakanga Chari, Pona, Infure, in Demiema.
Kind is the same like the road they are building, then dollar. That one will not stand.
Infulanga is a coach send. But one dini.
And they were even boasting, no, we've reduced it to, they wanted to build it for 1.2, before we've reduced it to 600, yeah, but if you reduce it to that amount, means even the workmanship is poor.
No, but you know, somebody said that the PF budget was more expensive because they put a lot of other things.
Amenities, yeah.
Yeah, like hotels, layaways, like things in a modern town, modern whatever.
Yeah.
Modern.
And even those truck drivers would go long trips. They would have somewhere to rest.
Exactly.
In case you are tired from the road, you can rest.
Because after so many meters, they should have a rest area for trucks. So all those things, they were in part of the plan for the PF freeway. Like you know what Mama freeway, after so many kilometers there's a rest area. So people don't have to rush to go to Kapiri to sleep where they can buy food and find a bed and you know what. Because some of these most of the truck drivers they are international regional truckers.
Yeah.
Yeah. One in Zambia.
And they've got no clue, they're not interested, but you find minerals are going day in, day out. And you ask yourself, Boucher, are they so naive? They cannot even use the little what the satellite they got would have built them another hydroelectric power plant in North Kuwapula.
But story of Kuwapula Mwandini is a sad one.
It's really, really sad.
Because that is one of the richest countries in the whole country. Rapula is the richest province.
And now look, it has nothing to show for it.
Nothing.
And all they come out to tell you at our Sujilite is finished. What? So you haven't even got the decency to build something reasonable to the people of the land. This is so wrong, really. And they need to go to prison for it. But you cannot, the whole province is kept in poverty because of a few selfish individuals. They are given posts that they are getting position. At how I found an investor from Musego. The investor said you can join the mine. Really?
This one is so. This one is so.
We met the investor from Musego. And I'm thinking, really, they must think we are dumb, really dull people. We can't read in between the lines.
We're coming there in a judiciary body controller, so you can't take them anywhere and cook tapuri.
That's the issue.
You know, I was listening to someone audio. It was really sad. This guy was like, Mozambia, if you are from a certain region, kupusha nechitoku twala omuntu kukoti. You know, shalumbule mitundu, but alilumbule mitundu. You know, it's so sad that we have come to this.
Really sad. Because, but then that's another way of controlling people is by dividing them. So it could have also been a strategy.
Yeah, the strategy. Yeah, so abantu babafuma kunchende shimbita balanda. You know, atawe kabiri fata batatu chita tabatu pere mirandu soka tutalale so nangu fintu file rubana baletala.
Exactly.
So they're actually shutting up their own people. They are shutting them up. The people who are opposing them from other regions.
But they are just fooling themselves because talking will talk.
We have to remind them that people who are old school internet.
It was word of mouth.
Word of mouth is the oldest form of communication.
From people to people, chapa.
And it is still working even today. Yale, the news from Cape to Cairo, word of mouth. Vale tumano toni ni bambi kutwala. Imagine kubika kulembaka not kubika kukachoni katwala. Umuntu mubi tewakwangalira.
Advanced technology.
Oh my God! It's like people found a way. People will always survive. Tetunyantidira abantu.
How you can't?
You can't. Nangufe mwana panga ndali ba strict. Wali ba strict we mfyashi. Wasada ba fyashi. How did this happen?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think. But they should leave Mama Esther alone one day, because it's uncalled for. If they really want to sort out the issue, let them go for the caretaker himself, by Edgar Lungu.
Nibukuwe. Fiakuya kula sonsombo mkashi wa mnobe. Nibukuwe. Firande chisunga ba TikTok bala tuputura batulera ndati werekeni ukusoso baba kashi baba nemna bana baba nini. Meet each other man to man.
Exactly.
Messaging kwatile lelo nalapangana ka odaka nakanono ka clip na tifia ko bati mule konka bakashi baba nini muri ba ume konkeni aba ume ba nini. Be a man. Why you kula konka bakashi baba nenu? Ni mukuyo.
Mwenso. You just see them coming up with funny statements. Why is that Valino Mwenso?
fyakula umwenso wenakulako nkamukashiwa munove, that is a maximum proof that walikwata omwenso ngawaya. If you go after mukashiwa munove, mwenso oyo nanabukuwe pamu nafisankana umwenso nabukuwe, and it's injustice, it's criminal action.
It is indeed. And it's uncalled for.
I know. Be a man and face your fellow man. Mulomfa bwino kumwana bamukaye ba Esther Lungu kukoti. The day Mr. Bana Mama Esther Lungu bakata pass out because of pressure kukoti kulelo muke shiba. Because you don't think fast. Some of you do not think ukweba chifimule chitana fikwata ama consequences. Umuntu can only take so much.
Listen to this comment. But who told them that they'll be in power in 2028?
Exactly. No, na your comment your pakulandefyo is just trying to tell us that we are not going anywhere. That's why he's saying that. Yes. They might not be in it. They will be there, but other people will do it. If they are going to be in power in 2028, I don't know.
Because they are planning of changing city. So I think he's referring, saying, so if they want to change, who told them they'll be in power in 2028?
No, they can change it. There is continuity. They are the next government if they want, but I don't think so, because historically, like you can't relocate the capital of New York. New York, no. They try to work and find means of making the life in New York to accommodate everyone. They don't change the location of cities. Lusaka is a historical town. Ngabale foya kuti bapanga fe town yabo ko kuinde baipanga, but Lusaka baireke na history yakayena. Let them just improve. Mulusaka mule bapanga if ma storm drain if yakula send damage. Tuari ukukuma Europe kwadi befyalo fya mpepo fyako bachimfula ilaloka 365 days imfula ileloka every day bifima building fyari minina kuno twaikala.
Exactly.
No, but how can we fail to manage a city where we only have rain in 3-4 months in a year? How? Honestly. These city planners, they have like 9 months in a year to build the storm drains, to clean up the drainages. They have 9 months out of the year to do all this work.
It only shows that the councils, they don't know what they're doing.
Yes, because even if they move Lusaka to another area,
because the drains are blocked.
yes. So let them start by doing what they are supposed to do in Lusaka. We have historical towns, kuliaku Greece, kuliaku Athens, ifirefima building fiari radi. Fiaka le fiari minina. Kwa diwen fiaro fiampe pokunu enfula ila loka. There are countries here where it rains. Every day, kuloka, every day, but they have buildings which are made solid. Bali kule fikula fiari minine fikula din fiari minina come rain infula ile loka every day. No, but if we only have rain 3-4 months in a year, infula ya isa ama bridge yambo kulaya. They can't build storm drains. I tell you, they can build a new capital in Lusaka anywhere, but as long as they don't maintain it, it will also crumble.
Exactly. Because I mean, you see, if they had a brain, they would first of all correct the road infrastructure.
Yes.
Correct the road infrastructure. Put in drainages that are solid, and then when they do that, they also put pavers on the streets so that it doesn't dig up the soil that much. So once you have those pavers, at least it will keep the city cleaner, and it will even make it easy for cleaning. You know. So when they do that, then that way they can start looking at other, because the amount of money that we have in terms of inroads changing. We can use that money to change the road infrastructure, to put pavers on the roads so that at least even the roads we use for walking are properly paved. You know, so when the rainy season comes, we don't have issues, you know.
And you know, the other thing note is, you know, when there is a drought, balanda tinga kwaba drought, the ground ilo masana. So when, like Zambia, we experienced drought, so they should have known that because of the drought, when it rains, the water won't soak in, it will be flowing. So if it
with a lot of soil erosion.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you have a drought, the soil is really dry, so that when the rain comes, taiba absorbed. Because it's like, you know, when something is dry, nangu chintunga chalungula, she can't soak in. So na land, if you're like, they should have known that after 2-3 years of drought, when the rain comes, there will be minimum as absorption of water, and there's going to be floods. So they should have been ready and prepared these 10 strong drains, and they cleared all the drainages for this rain. And they created amadamu kwa umwa kwa bati amenshi kuti yayamo. Right now, Philadelphia, they didn't plan for this, even though they knew the rainy season is coming.
And you see, they've got people who are learned, who they can easily form groups to say, okay, this group will tackle the road infrastructure. You know, you put all your heads together and say, well, what is the best way forward? And you plan. You know, you set up a plan to say, this is how we are going to plan it, and this is how we are going to achieve it. Then you allocate funds towards that. Huh? But they are busy fighting Mama Esther Lungu. I mean, really, the country itself is in a mess. They are wasting money fighting. Those court cases are all money. So we can divert that money to more useful things like infrastructure, the health sector, you know, the agriculture sector that is so badly handled. All these areas we can channel that money to, rather than fighting one family. Really, however, UPND, you can do better money.
UPND, let them be man enough. And all the women should stand up and condemn this abuse of Mama Esther Lungu. It's abuse.
It is indeed.
Stop abusing Madam Esther Lungu. If you are after Lungu, stand up and be a man and face Edgar Lungu. Why are you hiding Ukula Konkaba Esther Lungu? Nabade and the Lungu's family.
You know, and they are so petty. And I was also looking at the speaker. The speaker felt whether she was intimidated or she just had fear. She couldn't do the right thing in Parliament of declaring the seats.
If she declares those seats vacant, she will lose. They are not. UPND will lose those seats to Tonse and New Congress Party. That's why the speaker Baneri Bakana Basambam, you know.
But then they were boasting that we are getting all these seats. So
yes, let them declare it vacant and let's meet. But they know that any seat now, ni mwana wali chita arrest Jini, whatever Jini Chisenga, honorable Jini Chisenga, na mpere mirandu. Let them dare declare that seat vacant. We shall show them. We shall show them that they are finished by UPND, they are finished.
Even if they come with their money as they did good up, you know, lying to people with money. Let them bring the money, we'll eat the money and then vote against them.
Yes. Kuma church, bali shidiate bashidi impia na donation yonse. From now on, all Zambians, that's what we must do. But let them be man enough. Therefore, in the UPND, be man enough and fight Edgar Lungu. Don't fight somebody's wife. I'll continue telling you. lekeni ukuruwa n'omukashi wa mwine n'abaana bamunenu face Edgar Lungu ng'omulefa mutwaleni ku kooti mumufeesinye mule mufishe ekifukushi
because it will be useless for us to point at Mama Mutinta when we know that the husband is there. For what? Wasting our time. Huh? We're not going to waste that time, I'm sorry. Arresting the innocent woman. No, we'll go for the husband himself. Eh?
Yeah, 1 second, Sha.
I will not waste that time wondering. This is cowardice, not for your cowardice, Kabepo. We'll go for the original man himself.
Actually, to be pofi. It is edition to hate speech. Today, me mafi. Mwebale pange mina ndumu UPND tetoka konke abana benu nangwa bakashi benu tukabikonka imwebene tukakonko watch your mulandu. We are not going to subvert to your wives or children. Lekeni ba head ba Esther Lungu balekeni konke ninga ni balungu bachitire milandu bakonke ba lungu. Yes, leave Esther Lungu out of it.
No, now they are sort of in it because they were boasting, when we get those seats, he will remove his immunity. Declare those seats vacant to money so that you remove his immunity, we see.
Na mwema MPs, mwikesha no kwesha. The reason mukaratari remove immunity ya balungu kweba chimwise mkupanika balungu when you wunga buli 450. Nishele unka misura wonse mwema MPs. To be honest with you, all MPs who are going to vote to remove the immunity of Edgar Lungu when minimum is at 450 nkamisula apanomba ayanimi bigako padia. Yes.
Lord shaking, you didn't know?
Yes. Apanomba, I am just on the fence with the MPs. I am on the fence. Yes. Apanomba ine na diwafe pa fence nama MPs. But the day bakaiba chen tufunye immunity ya kwa Lungu when ubunga buli 450. Load shedding for 3 years. Load shedding. What is the removal of Edgar Lungu going to do to change people's lives?
Imagine.
So ngamwafunya immunity ya kwa Lungu. Life ya Zambia dika chinja shani. Olo mukake ba Esther. If you want to ba Esther, bushe life ya Zambia ni never improved. Nangwama light mune ya later.
If that is not even our interest. Before we want to see that minimum come to 50 kwacha. Huh? They are fighting the wrong battle.
Tulinamena. Bale tushinga bata, you know. We are saying through in a bata mle bati limit na tutemwe fe muleta kuliba Esther Lungu tatufite menwe.
We don't want money.
Tatufite menwe fe muleta kuliba Esther Lungu na family ya ba Lungu. Be man enough and go after the man to man. Ubune buku woko ye kukonko mukashi wa munenu n'abana ba munenu.
They have no shame.
Entire government kwambira kuri judiciary yonse muleta to menchi mukashi wa munenu. Konke no mwami rufyanya mulekeni nani Esther Lungu. All of you mwa UPND mwali kwa tabakashi. Muna chitemina ndu mweka. So mukonfashani yaba no manga government ngayachinja bamba kula konka bakashi benu nabana be. No, is that fair? It's not.
Because even this decision making, these people were not involved.
Tabadi ko ba Esther Lungu, she's the most, tabakwata ponekia kulandulanda nangu. Fimwene na bamwene ke pade balerira mapiringi. Tabala kapo no muntu. She's the most peaceful woman.
It's like we go for this Faniso's wife when she doesn't even know those for the views. It doesn't make sense. Huh? Why would we do that?
For that second. Yeah, 1 second shot.
Because she doesn't even know about Mfwene. So what?
Mwaya kuba kashiba garing combo. oro babakashiba bakonelias mwetwa
Exactly.
oro taboka wana zatwa mwene taboka wana bamushitira motoka ili kubalume so nomba tukakongea ba Mrs. Kawanati iwe nomba londola motoka yabalume bobeko bafunisha. Are we being fair?
Exactly. Let's be more mature and sensible. This is not making sense. Kuuona wa mulando wa kukonka not why are you involving her?
Imagine you need torture. For to learn that you need torture against the criminal.
Never judiciary behave yourselves. You get excited, you get very excited, but your days are numbered.
Naba kujidishali bene nguteko nga wachinja chikabashani nga bambo konka bakashiba bwati wo mulume waobe ewa lecture torture banani kani baba mka Esther. How are the judges going to feel if the thing turn around and they go after their wives for torturing, extending this case? Abamo prosecutors yaba. How are they? Is it fair for the government now who take over case? Abukambyo konkama wives of the prosecutors. Abalume benu eba tuelewe nani? Imulandu wa mutata kuyo mulandu ushipwa.
Yeah,
Tulelemba ba mwana mfumu, tulelemba mukabuku. Daniel, I see you. Abeni ukulemba mutubuku. Uliende for like prosecutor later prosecute by Esther because they have to conclude that case. Otherwise, to come back, Kashiba ben now, Kabaji Womulunobe, Ewa Chusheba, na Lungu, so now we need to pay land. Take you watching and never like to by Esther.
They should respect themselves, Mandini. This is wrong. And they are so obsessed with her. Wow, what they are 2 years old. Can't you want to they should behave.
Mulibakulu sana imwe. Tabarishe ngoma pakukula. Kui checking after we mwine waishiba.
But now you start doing the right thing.
Yes, I know the street princess, if they are obsessed with Lungu, let them go after Lungu. Echo tule kana cha konka ba Esther Lungu abakaire. Nibukuwe. Ingani Lungu balefwaya. Ba konke Lungu, not if bare konka ba Esther.
Exactly. Because you want tit for tat. I will probably not interested in tit for tat. Just face the right person, chapwa.
It's
not fair.
It's not fair, Mwandi. We can't be here to not recall if Esther Lungu bare chura. Mukafa never ba Esther Lungu bakapone kuri BP. Do you want Madam Esther Lungu to die from blood pressure? It is now to talk. South. This is from, it's 4 years now, Madam Esther is being dragged into court.
And she's clearly told them, so why not go Kubalu? What are you afraid of?
Yes, Waya bushuru muri panganda yabe ni wambo kuma abana bakwe. Teturwe no maume munobe olunona. Ya, awe shamba nako. Ya, Zambia, awe. These things, if kumbi, tetfichitike. Ni Muzambia, I'm telling you, mufialo fye so, people respect women.
They would rise up.
Ni Mozambique fye mumuleikala bale chusha ba Esther Lungu na muikala. Mufiaro fimbile can't tolerate nonsense ya msangoi.
They would have dealt with the government agents that were no standard.
Ingavyali kwa ba Esther Lungu ngabali balekela funo kubalekela kwa wantu ngabali mafye bakano kulanda no. this is wrong.
Enough is enough.
Yes. Why can't we be the country why can't we be a people who stand for the right thing? We are a people who see we are minding our own business. We. Like,
you know, and there's so many things. Even when the Jean Chisenga's house was burnt, the women were silent.
Imagine.
And you are thinking, this is a fellow woman. Where are
our Mozambia Mwandini? You know, like in America now, could you have protest? Protest Trump. But Trump elected deliver if you are either one to. But protest, Mamona. But even if he's delivering his promises, people are protesting for everybody issue. No, but these people, they are not even delivering their promises. They are doing opposite of what they told us. Not we call it Madam Esther Lungu is being tormented for 4 years now. Not we call it UPND go after Lungu, not after his wife.
With a population that has more women than men,
yes,
surely we can do better.
Hi, Edgar. Hi, Paloma. I see you. This is really frustrating me because now this is the 4th year of UPND governors and they continue harassing Madam Esther Lungu.
Women are so disgraceful. Not we call it. You can't raise your voice to say that enough is enough.
Yes, please, is it going to be right to come Ishimiland to show to Quachire HH? Ushechika babu no kabatinga tuambo konka ba mutinta. Government ero ikachija nanguli mu 2090. Tukambyo konka ba mutinta na abana babo mulandu waba HH. No. Me, I will be like, no. Ishimina ndutesha ba mutinta barekeni. Chentu konke abene ba mulandu.
Yeah. And you can imagine it's like the scenario. By HH, the doctor was given elephants. No, but when the push comes to shove, instead of saying we repossess these elephants, we address the person who gave the elephants. Because she's just a receiver. So why is it that it's so difficult for them to do the same with Mama is?
Imagine, bali pokakali ama properties. The next is bafuye batafe declare no prosecute. Ama property bali poka tevyo. So number isho bale bakoselela ukula bata drag mu court change. Ni torture. I've never seen such cowards. Kula ko nkomo kashuwa mwini.
You see, Mama, and this is why I say that it's all about persecution. The whole reason why they are doing this is because they are hoping to say, in as much as we are busy torturing her, emotionally and mentally. They are hoping to say Edgar Lungu can declare himself to say, I'm out of active politics because like I said earlier, to say every man's weakness is family back. So the way they are touching his family, they are hoping to say because they have touched all areas. They have tried everything to block him. They have tried creating my fractions in PF. They have tried blocking him through the judicial system. They have tried everything possible, and they are seeing to say the man is not getting weak, he's getting strong. So now the only option left now is through torturing his family. And this is again to show how weak our system is again. Come next year.
Are you internet?
I don't know what happened to him.
I think it's the internet.
Yeah. By losing our connection?
I think so. I think it lost connection.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if it's charged it enough, or maybe.
I know it just dropped. Yeah. Anyway, I think we can wind down to Alanda to Anaga. Almost 2 hours. Yeah, ba.
Yeah, our last word is that they should leave Mama Esther Lungu alone. They should concentrate on Esther Lungu if that's their bone of contention, and let it end there. And also the women of Zambia, and women, you can do more. Let us not be so complacent with, the people trying to mediate a fellow women. We are looking how it's wrong. So my prayer is, we start standing together as women and not just letting the government get away with anything they want to get away with. No.
For me, I agree with you 100%, and I just want to say that Zambians, let's have the courage to condemn the wrong things. We cannot allow umuntu bale mchita stone na tuikala. This is like Chimono, Madam Esther is like she's being stoned. Bale batobolu, where every day stones are being thrown at Madam Esther Lungu, and no one is talking. Like we must reach a point where we can even have peaceful protests.
Yes.
At this point, 4 years of persecuting Madam Esther Lungu is enough reason to have a peaceful protest, to demand the quick justice on this case Yaba Lungu, Yaba Madam Esther Lungu, whether they convict her or whatever, but we want the judiciary to declare a verdict as soon as possible. A person can only take so much. Esther Lungu, I'm repeating myself, and today I'm like, this is 2025, and they have already started. Madam Esther Lungu landed yesterday looking healthy and happy, but today seeing her coming from court is like she has aged 10, 20, 30 years. Mulefa mkepa eba Madam Esther Lungu imwe. Ba UPN dinimwe ba kuwe. Sorry, I'll call a spade a spade. You can't go after somebody's wife. Be a man and go after your fellow man. Going after somebody's wife or children is cowardice. And this is the only place muchalo mo file HTK fiaso. Elo ifofema Zambia na tuikala, we are watching a fellow woman being crucified. Wale mtanikana mayo mnezu. Because how prefer kuliba Lungu. So number kupa kuliba Lungu ni death sentence for you to be politically persecuted. Bamutinta ichile manabe nanga abantu nga bambokula bakonka, which we will not allow. I personally will not allow Mutinta Ishilema or any other close member of these people persecuting Mrs. Lungu to receive the same treatment, because we want to put an end to this poison of humiliating and torturing innocent people. Even the judges who will keep on postponing this case. Is it going to be fair when we go after their wives to say, where your husband kept postponing case Yaba Esther Lungu, so nomba na yowine to ala kuchita charge? Londolo laba mebo bechu tabale isalida case Yaba Lungu, Yaba Madam Esther for 4 years. You have already seized their properties. What else do you want? Mufoku bepaya. I'm wanting to alande fibi.
We need to have, we need to have a government where, come next year when the government changes, I think the first thing that we need to do is to change the constitution. There must be separation of power between, the executive, legislature, and the judiciary.